Good afternoon.
Hello.
Welcome to Fours.
So, hello, I'm Christine.
Hello, I'm Aiden.
We are Friction Farm. Thank you for joining us for Elevenses with Friction Farm, a song and a snack. But today, where we are at, it is Fours.
Makes it tea time.
Yes, that rumbly bumbly noise that you heard was the kettle, the electric kettle, which is a fixture in all hotel rooms across England because they value tea time, whether it's 11 or 4 or whenever. So here we are having tea. We arrived here today, a couple of hours ago. So we're a little,
Tired?
off time.
Yes, off time.
So we didn't sleep on the plane, never do. And we stopped at the grocery store in the airport. If you were with us last year when we were here in, I don't know how to do this. How am I supposed to?
It's
I
a
don't know.
mirror.
It's a mirror. Right. Hi, cookies. I'm very tired. Extremely chocolatey, dark chocolate ginger biscuits. This is the snack we had last year when we were in Scotland, I think. Well, all the time.
Oh, was that in Scotland? Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
I think when we were up with the Highland cows, yeah. I remember we had Jaffa cakes one time.
Yes.
They'll make an appearance, I'm sure.
So, look, they're just store-bought cookies, but they're delightful.
Who doesn't like a ginger chocolate biscuit with tea in the
It's
afternoon?
an oat biscuit, P.S., by the way. I think that is.
An oat biscuit.
And they give their information in kilocalories and energy.
And kilojoules.
Kilojoules, yeah. So, and I find it funny because, when you think of it in terms of kilocalories, it sounds really big. Ours are kilocalories too, we just don't call them that.
We just call them
We
calories.
just call them calories, yeah. I'm showing you what the biscuit looks like. See, delightfully, completely covered in chocolate. Just set that there.
We'll have one of those with tea in a minute. For me, it takes 3 to 5 minutes. No, let's be honest. 5 minutes to steep a good cup of tea. Sorry, Diana.
For me, it's about 3.
It does depend on the tea.
It does depend on the tea. There you go.
Today it's just everyday tea.
Everyday tea. So before we left home, I'm normally quite organized, right? But before we left home, the day before we left, we wrote and recorded a song for the patrons because it was due at the beginning of September. I never really say the first because the first sneaks up on you, but first-ish, the first week of the month, we should have a new song for our Patreon supporters, and we did. It's just that we wrote it the day before we left, which is crazy, and we're not going to play that for you. But what I thought it would be interesting because of that horribleness was to do the first song we ever wrote for the patrons.
Yes. This is one that's made it into rotation.
I see that there are comments. They're very small and far away. This isn't our normal setup.
So then Diana said, they're at Watatonga now? They are indeed. Already there. We're at Heathrow.
Yes. So this is our routine. We show up and go directly to the hotel at the airport and do nothing else. So I'm going to tell you 2 interesting things. One is that you have to turn on the outlets, which is a huge safety thing. It's like having a strip everywhere, like a power strip at every outlet. It's awesome. The other awesome thing is my amp automatically adjusts for the different
Ooh. Might be too loud for the hotel.
Okay.
There are other people here. We assume they're not sleeping at 4 in the afternoon, but You know.
But you never know. I'm going to take a little bit of
Time to
bass
wake
out
up and go to
because-
tea.
Better?
Okay, yeah, it's better.
I can turn it down more.
We'll see. Okay. Let's play our song.
This is called Pretty Yellow Bird.
1, 2, 3.
Heard my first warbler yesterday. Pretty yellow bird, first innocent casualty of the Indian summer wars. Living room was buttoned up, windows shut, keep it nice and cool. Fans and screens were all we need. Septembers of my youth. You may say it isn't so. Birds, they surely know. $250 miles from the coast, registered a pen, unprepared for hurricanes, lost a mighty oak again. You may say it isn't so. Birds, they surely know. You may say it isn't so. You may say it isn't so. The birds, they surely know. Centuries, pretty yellow bird, from the homeland of the Cherokee. Pretty yellow bird, steady motion of the sun. Seasons follow one by one. Now there's barely spring at all. A summer trip to winter without change in prevailing winds, subtle shift, tiny butterfly, perilous migration, flowers blooming at a time. You may say it isn't so. You may say it isn't so. The birds, they surely know. You may say it isn't so. You may say it isn't so. The birds, they surely know. The birds, they surely know. The birds, they surely know. So that is a song about climate change, and it's kind of interesting because it's like 80 here? 80 degrees in September in London? Is that right? I don't really know how warm it is. It's warm here, surprisingly.
It was
Shockingly
the
warm.
time we landed at like 10 or something, and it was
Or
25°C. 25°C.
I don't know
And
what that is.
I don't know, 74.
It was hot for London in September. Hot. So, but also like the irony of doing that song is we flew over here.
Yeah,
That's guilt-inducing. Not enough to make me stop flying over here. We're drinking tea that was grown and transported. It's light though. It's fine. And whatever else is, and having cookies that are packaged in plastic. But we do better at home. We do.
I'm having milk in my tea.
Me too, which I don't often do. But
Always have milk in my tea in England because it's here. At home, we don't have milk.
we could buy milk.
We could, but we don't.
It always goes bad on us. And I don't know if any of you who have tried almond milk in tea, just don't. Just like if you haven't gone there yet, don't. There are other alternate milks that work better, but not almond. Yes.
We hit a nerve. Nancy says it's 92 in Baltimore. Feels like 103.
Whoa!
I think there's a song in there.
Wow, that is warm for Baltimore.
103 in Baltimore. Ooh.
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like we didn't have a super hot summer where we are in North Carolina, and then all of a sudden in September it's been over 80.
Yeah, the other day
When we were
it was
living.
almost 89 degrees. Chris K says it's roasting.
It is. So we're our first show of the tour is tomorrow. We don't waste any time when we're here. We recover today. We play tomorrow. We're up in Chesterfield, which for us is nothing. It's a few hours up the road, right? Like if we were home, we wouldn't even be in Raleigh yet in a few hours. That's how.
Not even Atlanta.
Not even like out of our state or to the next big town, but here it's quite a bit of driving. People are more sane about their driving here. They don't drive 8 hours in a day.
Yeah.
And we are adopting that. We kind of have a 3-hour cap on our driving per day this tour. That's our contribution to the climate.
Yep. And here's something interesting for all you folks that live in the across the ocean there. In London, they have congestion charges. And if you drive in the city between 7 a.m. and I think it's 10 p.m., you pay £12.50 or £15, I think, in the congestion zone. And if you fail to pay it, it's £180, $200 a day.
It's a hefty fine. So, but there's a sort of a forgiveness if you have an efficient vehicle.
If you have an
Low emission.
electric car, well, no, in the congestion zone, you have to have an electric car to
Okay.
avoid the congestion charge. It's all about emissions and trying to encourage the adoption of electric and ultra low emission vehicles.
And maybe public transportation, although isn't
public
there a
transportation.
bump on public transportation too during that time or not?
Oh, that's just that's
Rush
just
hour
prime
traffic.
time. Yeah,
Okay.
that's always been around.
That's to keep the tourists off at 8 a.m.
Sensibly.
Which we should be enjoying our tea then. So
Precisely.
so this is kind of a relatively normal Elevenses/4s. But the next couple, we're going to be out in the hinterland. Like, I don't exactly, if you were with us last year, you remember that we were off the side of the road.
We can't promise cows,
Yeah,
but
probably
we'll
not.
try.
Probably not. That we were off the side of the road in one, and we were stuck in traffic in one that did not go very well, and that could happen too. But from here on out, we may be on the phone doing our Elevenses in weird ways.
In weird ways.
Oh, maybe I can.
Hotspot.
I can use the phone to hotspot and actually use the computer. We'll try that too. Who knows? It'll be an adventure. Please come on the adventure with us. Would you like a cookie? Please come on the adventure with us next Thursday and the following when we shall be here for Elevenses/4s in the roadside.
What fun.
Anybody
We'll be sure to sprinkle it with the legitimate bona fide Elevenses, even though here it's 4s.
I've been waiting a year for this.
So Laura Sue says we're driving ourselves.
Mm.
Yeah, we do. The crazy thing, Laura Sue, is that when we go back to the States, I have to tell myself, keep right, because I've been telling myself, keep left for 3 weeks.
When we got back last time, or maybe 2 times ago, I was driving with a friend. I was a passenger. He was driving. This was Nathan. We went into a roundabout, and I shrieked. And he was like, "Oh my God, what is happening?" I'm like, "Oh, I thought you were on the wrong side of the road." He looked at me like he was going to throw me out of his car. Oh well.
What fun.
So, next week, an adventure somewhere roadside. Who knows?
Next week, an adventure.
But thank you for joining us for Elevenses, a very English cup of tea and a snack and a song. And we'll see you. Oh, but, well, now neither of us has a hand to turn that
I'll just
down.
put it over here before I get chocolate on my
I can't
other
turn
fingers.
that off
Right.
with chocolate fingers. You're
Thank
on.
you for joining us. If you're live at 11 or maybe seeing it later at 4 or whenever it is, it's 4 here, it's 11 there, it's 11 somewhere.
Just
We hope to see you next week.
turn it.
See ya.